Hello horror movie lovers, I'm Trenton and I love movies just like you. In today's video, I'll be covering the most recent horror movie news that came out in the recent weeks. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos from me and make sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Also, follow me on my letterbox if you want to see what movies I watch throughout each month. If you follow me, I will follow you back. Also, my other socials, my letterbox, and other information will be in the description below. So let's get started. So the first topic we're going to talk about today is the Scream 5 reshoots. Now, this is kind of just a rumor because it doesn't really mean that the movie's being reshot. It could be that they're filming new scenes for the movie because the movie's already done, edited, and it's just supposed to come out next year in January. And if you didn't already know, Scream 5, also known as Scream, will follow a woman returning to her hometown to try to find out who has been committing a series of vicious crimes. But it's rumored that they started filming again starting March 1st and ending March 15th. Now, if you don't already know, yes, they're making another Scream movie, Scream 5. Well, they're going to be calling it Scream, just like how the newest Halloween movie was the same title as the original. But yeah, if you don't already know, this is the first Scream movie without Wes Craven. And reshoots aren't necessarily a bad thing. Reshoots could be to maybe improve scenes in the movie or to add on to what they already have in the movie, or just filming new scenes in general. And it's been rumored that Hayden Panettiere, also known as Kirby in Scream 4, will be coming back in this movie. And it's been rumored that she's filming her scenes now. So it's like, I don't necessarily think that this is just for Kirby or Hayden Panettiere, but I do think that Kirby will return in this movie, hopefully, because Wes Craven said before that he left Kirby's death in the open, so you don't really know if she lived or died. But he did want Kirby to come back in some capacity, so I really hope that she is returning in Scream 5, because she's like literally one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in the Scream franchise. She's just so likable, like, and it's just like the way she, well, I guess died, if no, well, she didn't really die, but it was just so lackluster. I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. If you've seen Scream 4, you know how her story ends. Yeah, it's just pretty freaking irritating. Now, the next story we'll be talking about is the new images that got released for the movie Collected, which is the third installment in the Collector or the Collection franchise. Would it be the Collector franchise? I think it would be the Collector franchise since that's the first movie. Anyways, there has been new images that have been released, and we're just gonna go through them. So we have this first image of these two girls tied up and the Collector sitting on a desk, and I'm assuming he has a knife in his hand. It does look like a knife, but I'm not really sure. It might be something else, but he also has a rope connected to something under their feet. So I'm kind of excited. I don't really know what the hell is going on in this image, but this image hypes me up. And it does look like he has some sort of vest on. I don't know, maybe a bulletproof vest. Yeah. The next image is, it looks like some sort of action sequence. Yeah, I don't know what is in his hand. It might be a machete. It might be, I don't know. At the same time, it kind of looks like a flashlight. I don't know if I'm crazy, but it does kind of look like a machete or some sort of sword. And it does look like he is, winning in this fight. So yeah, and I'm assuming that this does take place in a police department because, I mean, he is fighting a police officer, and there does seem to be a dead police officer on the ground, and he actually has a police uniform on, so maybe he is maybe pretending to be a police officer. So the next image is of these two women, one looking like she got stabbed. I'm not really sure because you can't really see the whole image, but there is a woman behind her, and she kind of does give off killer vibes. yeah. The next image is just showcasing the collector's mask. It does look like this might be at maybe the police department, and maybe the collector goes in there to retrieve his mask. Maybe that's where the story's gonna go, because the collected doesn't really have a film synopsis yet, but it is planned to come out this year. The next image is of Arkin sitting in a cell with two other guys. Looking at this image, it kind of makes me think that Arkin is in jail for some reason. From looking at this image, it kind of does seem like maybe the collector is going to this police station and he knows that Arkin is in there and maybe he's trying to seek revenge on him. I don't really know, but from that image alone, it kind of does give off those vibes. But yeah, those are the new images for The Collected. I'm actually really excited. The Collector franchise is so underrated. It's kind of like Saw, but more of a slasher movie. I just really love this franchise and I'm so freaking excited for this movie. I do kind of prefer The Collection over The Collector, only because it definitely has a bigger budget and it's definitely a wider playing field. But I also really love the first movie as well. I love both of them, and if this movie's good too, this whole franchise will be almost perfect in my eyes. It's such a cool and unique franchise, and it's just such a unique concept as well, like a man setting traps in houses or different areas, and it's just like these people falling into these traps and like getting killed from these traps. It's just so Saw-esque, but it's just so different because it's not you're not necessarily supposed to escape the traps, and that's just so cool. The next story we're going to be talking about is holiday themed horror movies. Now they're planning on making a sequel to My Bloody Valentine and also rebooting Silent Night Deadly Night. Now, I have never seen these movies. I've seen scenes from them. Well, I've seen scenes from the remakes of these movies. I know there's an original My Bloody Valentine and an original Silent Night Deadly Night, but from the clips that I've seen of the remake slash reboots of these movies that are already made, I might have to check them out because, first of all, they're ultra violent. That's why I'm a sucker for freaking remakes and reboots, because I love whenever they make a slasher movie and maybe the original is just not as gory as it can be, but I love when they remake it and reboot it and make it just so freaking violent, ultra violent. Like, it's just so crazy and over the top. I kind of do love that. I also do love realism, so don't make it too over the top, but like make it at least a little more than it was in the original. Now, this article comes from Bloody Disgusting, and it basically says, with this installment, we'll be digging into the return of The Miner, the long-planned sequel to direct George Mihalka's classic 1981 Canadian slasher film, My Bloody Valentine, which sadly went unproduced after years of development. Mr. Mihalka has joined us to discuss not only his unmade My Bloody Valentine sequel, but also his currently in the works follow-up, Valentine Waits, which would see the original film's cast of characters returning to face off against a murderous miner once more in the present day. This article comes from Deadline, and it basically states that Oro Studios and Black Hangar Studios, the creators of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, have acquired remake rights to the controversial 1984 slasher film Silent Night Deadly Night, which Oro is beginning sales on at the virtual EFM. The original film's producers, Scott Schneid and Dennis Whitehead of Wonder Wheel Entertainment, are also aboard with a planned delivery date in 2022. Silent Night Deadly Night tells the story of a child who is traumatized after seeing his parents killed by a man dressed as Santa Claus. Years later, he dons a Santa suit himself and gets bloody revenge. The movie spawned multiple sequels over the years and a loose remake in 2012. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the Silent Night Deadly Night reboot and the My Bloody Valentine sequel, and I can't wait for more information and the movie to be released. The last story we're going to be talking about is how they are making an adult Goosebumps series. Recently, they have just found a director and a producer for the movie, and I am so excited. When I was younger, I loved the Goosebumps franchise, the Haunting Hour franchise. I loved children's horror. because I was younger at the time. This article comes from Bloody Disgusting, and it basically states after 2 movies that finally brought the franchise to the big screen, it was announced just about 1 year ago that a brand new live-action Goosebumps reboot series based on R.L. Stine's best-selling books is in the works for the small screen. With Scholastic Entertainment teaming up with Neil H. Moritz, Goosebumps, and Sony Pictures TV to develop the new series. But I am so excited for this. I am so excited. I love Goosebumps, The Haunting Hour. And for them to make an adult series, I don't necessarily think it's going to be like extremely mature, like gore. But I do expect them to maybe tackle more mature themes, more adult themes, maybe some language, maybe some blood. I wouldn't say like necessarily gore, but maybe like blood splatters. But I did hear that it's supposed to be an adult film, but also still tame enough for kids. So I don't really know how they're gonna make this adult theme. I completely forgot to mention this the first time, but there is going to be another Jeepers Creepers movie, Jeepers Creepers 4, aka Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And the synopsis is basically Lane is forced to travel with her boyfriend to begin to experience premonitions associated with the urban myth of the Creeper. Lane believes that something supernatural has been summoned and that she is at the center of it all. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for it. It sounds very unique and kind of different from the others. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Haven't seen the 3rd movie yet, but I am going to be watching it soon. But that is the majority of the horror movie news from the previous weeks. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos from me. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Alright, horror movie lovers, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.